You believe you are in control of what you want. You think your desires are born from a logical, rational mind that weighs options and makes choices. This is the first and most profound illusion you must shatter. You do not control your desires. Your desires control you. They are the invisible strings that pull you through life, dictating your ambitions, your loves, your fears, and your failures. To try and influence a person through reason is to negotiate with a puppet. To control them, you must learn to speak directly to the puppeteer, their raw, insatiable, and deeply irrational desire. Machiavelli was not a moralist. He was a master mechanic of the human soul. He saw that beneath the thin veneer of civilization, society, and reason, the human animal is an engine of wanting. The secrets to power are not found in convincing the mind, but in capturing and directing the heart's deepest cravings. The tricks that follow are forbidden because they are brutally effective. They bypass the conscious mind and target the primal operating system of human desire. They will not make you a better person. They will make you a master of the game, a silent architect of obsession in others. If you are not prepared to see the world as a chessboard of wants and needs, turn back now. For once you learn to control desire, you will never see human interaction the same way again. Trick 1. Manufacture scarcity, engineer value. The most fundamental law of desire is this: we do not value what is abundant. We crave what is scarce. This is the fatal mistake of the eager, the nice, and the perpetually available. They offer their time, their attention, and their approval freely, and in doing so, they make it worthless. To control desire, you must become a master of scarcity. Your presence, your validation, and your knowledge must not be commodities. They must be rare treasures. Practice the art of strategic withdrawal. Be the one to end the conversation first. Let your response times be unpredictable. Be unavailable not out of arrogance, but out of purpose. When you are less accessible, your moments of presence become more potent. Your praise, because it is rare, becomes an intoxicating drug. Your attention, because it is not a given, becomes a prize to be won. You are not playing hard to get. You are demonstrating that your value is so high that access to it is, by definition, limited. People will unconsciously begin to compete for a place in your orbit, their desire growing in direct proportion to how scarce and valuable you have made yourself. Trick 2. Become the mirror of their glorified self. A person's deepest desire is not for you. It is for the best version of themselves. They carry an idealized self-image in their mind, the person they wish they were, more powerful, more intelligent, more desired. The ultimate trick of seduction and control is to become the one and only mirror that reflects this glorified image back at them. The amateur talks about themselves. The master becomes an expert on them. Study your target. What is their core vanity? What quality do they pride themselves on most? Listen to the stories they tell, the heroes they admire. Once you understand the man he wants to be, you reflect that man back to him. When he is with you, he feels like that idealized version of himself. Your presence becomes the only place where his ego is fully satisfied. He will become addicted to you, not for who you are, but for the intoxicating feeling of being the man he has always wanted to be. You are no longer just a person, you are the source of his self-realization, and he will do anything to keep that feeling alive. You have now learned to create value through scarcity and to hook a person's ego by mirroring their ideal self. You have planted the seeds of desire. Now, you must cultivate them into an obsession. This requires moving beyond simple attraction and into the realm of psychological addiction. The following tricks are designed to create a state of perpetual craving, a psychological imbalance where you are the only source of equilibrium. Trick 3. Engineer a roller coaster of hope and fear. Comfort is the enemy of the desire. A person who feels secure and predictable in your presence will take you for granted. Desire thrives in uncertainty. You must become the master of their emotional climate, alternating between the warmth of hope and the chill of fear. One day, give them your focused attention, validate their ambitions, and make them feel they are on the verge of finally winning your complete approval. This is the peak of hope. Then, without explanation, withdraw. Become distant, distracted, subtly unimpressed. This plunges them into the valley of fear, the fear of having lost you, the fear of having done something wrong. Their mind will race, obsessively analyzing every interaction, desperate to regain your favor. Then, just as their anxiety peaks, offer a small, calculated crumb of warmth. The relief they feel will be 10 times more powerful than any consistent affection could ever be. This cycle of hope and fear creates an addictive chemical bond. You are not a person to them anymore. You are a puzzle they must solve, a prize they must perpetually re-win. Trick 4. Triangulate desire with a ghost of rivalry. Desire is rarely a direct line between two people. It is social. We often want something more because we perceive that others want it too. This is the principle of triangulation. To amplify your target's desire, you must introduce a third point to the triangle, a rival. This rival does not need to be real. It can be a ghost, a story about a past admirer, a subtle mention of another person competing for your attention, a hint of options you are considering. This manufactured competition strikes at a primal fear, the fear of losing out to someone else. It transforms their passive desire into an active, competitive urge to win you. They are no longer just trying to gain your affection. They are trying to defeat an unseen opponent. This injects urgency and intensity into their pursuit. Be careful, for this is a potent poison. An overt display will trigger jealousy and rage, but a subtle, skillfully deployed ghost of rivalry will make them see you as a high-value prize that they must fight to possess. You have now learned to create a craving, to trap your target in a psychological loop of hope, fear, and competition. They are obsessed not with you, but with the game you have designed. The final stage is to solidify your control, to transform this engineered desire into a permanent state of psychological orbit. These are the final forbidden tricks that ensure the game never ends. Trick 5. Make your goal their glorious quest. A master of control never simply asks for what they want. They frame their objectives as a noble quest for their target. This requires you to understand their deepest ambitions, which you mapped in Trick 2. You then align your goal with their heroic narrative. You are not asking for a favor. You are offering them a chance to prove their strength, their loyalty, their brilliance. As Machiavelli knew, men will endure almost any hardship if they believe they are fighting for a glorious cause. Your cause must become their cause. Let them believe that by serving your interests, they are fulfilling their own destiny. They will pour their energy into your goals, not because you commanded it, but because they believe it is the path to their own self-actualization. They are not a pawn in your game. In their mind, they are the hero of an epic tale you have written for them. Trick 6. Keep the prize forever just out of reach. The death of desire is fulfillment. The moment the chase is over, the moment the prize is fully won, the magic dissipates, and so does your control. The ultimate trick to controlling human desire is to ensure it is never, ever completely satisfied. You must always maintain a small, maddening gap between their effort and their reward. Let them get close enough to taste victory, to feel the prize in their grasp, then subtly shift the goalposts. Introduce a new challenge, a new standard they must meet, a new layer of yourself they have yet to unlock. This is not about being cruel. It is about understanding that the human heart is motivated by the striving, not the arriving. By keeping the ultimate prize forever shimmering on the horizon, you guarantee a perpetual state of pursuit. They will be so focused on the chase that they will never realize they are running on a treadmill of your design. The final state. You are their gravity. When these tricks are masterfully woven together, you achieve a state of effortless control. You no longer need to actively pull the strings. You have become the sun in their solar system, their own engineered desires, for your scarce approval, for the reflection of their ideal self, for the relief from the anxiety you create, have formed an unbreakable gravitational pull. They will revolve around you not because of chains or commands, but because their entire psychological reality is now defined by you. They will defend you, make sacrifices for you, and rationalize their own subjugation, all because they are addicted to the very desires you have cultivated within them. This is the final secret of Machiavelli. The greatest control is not a cage of iron, but a cage built from the bars of a man's own wants.